Yeah.
Now, while I was reading your book, which is
Mm.
awesome, by the way, and I recommend everybody buy it, we will put the link in the description.
Yes. Yeah.
Creative
Definitely.
spaces. So, us being home, I have two small children, so I am also a teacher, which is fun in a certain way, but it also has its challenges. So one thing that we really had to do is create a arts and crafts station. So I made it in my kitchen, and it's so funny because when I read your book, and exactly to our previous point, you're going to write something that's going to resonate with somebody in divine timing. I set up this and I posted it actually on Facebook or on Instagram today.
Oh,
So I'll
yes.
post it again. It is the funnest space in our house. And I know CBC also did an article saying people are restructuring their homes also for safety's sake, so that it's compartmentalized so that they can clean and
Yeah.
have more hand washing stations. But that creativity, that creative space to incorporate it in your house, that was so incredible. Would you mind just telling us a little bit more about that?
Yes, well, writers, a lot of writers have used rituals, and the environment is kind of like a ritual as well. So it's about thinking for you when I write and when I'm writing my book or when I'm journaling or when I'm blogging, how do I want to feel, and how can I make this environment that I'm in feel right for me? And you might even find that if you're writing your e-newsletter for your community, you actually want to be in a cafe. Maybe that makes you sort of feel a certain way. And then if you're writing your book, maybe you want to sort of have some artwork around you, or be in a different part of the house that feels a bit more, I don't know, nurturing or warm and fuzzy or something. So depending on what you're writing, your environment may or may not impact you. Some people might say, oh no, it doesn't matter, I can have washing there, and I can write the next great American novel with, but someone, for a lot of people, they need this kind of to sort of feel into the environment and the space. So I have found that people do like that. So you might have you might want candles around. I've in this little space here, there's some artwork. There's actually some crystals here, because they're pretty. And there's also, I like miniature things. So there's a miniature bookcase there. Look at that.
That's adorable.
Yeah. So I find that really cute, and it makes me laugh when I look at it. It's like all these tiny little, and then I like tea. So that reminds me that I like tea. And then I kind of like the blue colour. So I've got the books there. And so, you can just have things around you, and they might change. And it just sort of sets the scene for you when you start your writing. And I mean, writers have talked about, if they're writing sort of something that's a bit more spicy or something, they might put on their high heels, or they, if they're writing something funny, they might put on a funny hat. Yeah. Or and music, some authors will listen to waves or whatever. Like if you're writing about meditation stuff, you might want to have some waves on. Or if you're writing a children's book, you might want the Wiggles on in the background. So you're doing these things to sort of support and sort of cultivate this creative environment for whatever you're writing, and whatever feels good to help you get into the groove. And and the more creative you are, whatever, and that's why I did that list in the book, because it's your space. So I'm not going to say to you, these are the creative things, candles and flowers or something. No, that might not be your jam at all. So it's whatever's creative for you and what makes you feel more open and receptive and ready for the words to come.
That is wonderful. Thank you. Yes. And I'm just thinking, while you were talking about creative differences, if you go to our basement, it's full of Pokemon and Lego and video games. And I'm like, I would not be able to work in that type of creative environment, but other people in the house love it. And that is their creative space, right? I'm much more of the candle crystal, some greenery, plants,
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely. And it's so important, I think, even from a mental health perspective, the environment and how it influences your mood, the environment and how it influences your mental capacity, your intellectual capacity, all those things, it's that holistic way. So if you really want to get your message out and if you want to connect to your core self, setting up that outside environment so that it can reflect the internal environment, I think it's so important. Thank you. That is really amazing.
Yes. Yeah. And have fun with it. Yeah. Have fun with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, she Pokemon, it'll
You just see. I mean, you just never know. If you have the Lego there, you might look at it and it might make some story spring to life. It might make you think about joining things or not. Who knows? Yeah. So just change it up and declutter. Get things out that if you hate something that you've got in there, just get it out. you know.
right, right.
Look at it. Yeah.
Oh,
Marie Kondo.
yes, and there's an article I read too, and it's the same with musical instruments. I read that if you have a piano in your house, which we have, and we have it in our living room, they said if you put it in the basement, that's like really far away. You're not really integrating the music as part of your house. So if you think of your creative spaces, not necessarily the space that you're going to sit down and write, but perhaps creating these little creative areas in your house that reminds you that creativity is actually a part of your house and it's a part of your dwelling and it's a part of your conscious movement in the house too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's brilliant, Christine. Yes. Yeah. Integrating the creative as elements. Yes. Right through the whole house. Yeah. Not sort of having it in one spot, but having it right through the house. Yes. Because I think if you bring in things that are creative or remind you of that, you're just more fertile to thinking of things and coming up with ideas. So yeah, brilliant. Totally agree. Yeah.
Thank you. And from my personal experience, my best notes are on grocery lists for some reason. Like that little scrap of paper, I'm like, oh, this is a great idea on the grocery list. So if you get into the habit of writing everywhere too, that is so
Mhm.
helpful, right?
Yes, yeah, and then just somehow collate the little bits so that you don't so that you
Yeah,
don't
lose them.
lose them. Have a little box or something that you can pop them in. Yeah, because yeah, definitely the ideas because they just spring, don't they? You don't know when they're going to come.
Right.
So, yeah, always do it.
And I
Mm.
love that you're saying, collect your thoughts, put them in a box, and this is why you are the writing coach, because you know how to take people's ideas, help them put it into, a great format so that it could be ready. Now, if you don't mind, Emma, please tell us where people can find you, what you're up to, about your book, promo.
Oh, yes. Yeah. So this is the shameless plug bit. Well, you can go to the website, emmafranklinbell.com. So it's quite easy, just myname.com. And then you can get the book there. So there's the digital download version, which you can get, or you can get the paperback. And also probably if you look on Amazon and those places, it's also on there. And if you go on the website, there is a little quiz that you can do that might be interesting to you, which is all about your connection style. And so that helps you with your writing as well. So you might want to do that. Yeah, so you can do that. And then you can follow me on Instagram as well. And at different times of the year, I run the 5-day book planning challenge. So if you are, if you're sort of wanting to get kick-started on writing your book, and you're a coach or someone who's wanting to get your business out there and your brand stronger, that could be really good for you. So you can go to the Facebook group to join that, Become an Author 2020, I think it's called, because Become an Author was taken. So it's like Become an Author 2020, I think. Yeah. But anyway, if you're on one of those channels, you'll be able to find out when I'm releasing those things. So yeah, so it's exciting. Mm.
That is a very exciting. And like I said in the beginning, from personal experience, I would absolutely recommend it. It's just so nice to, put things into a perspective, get the ball rolling, get your thoughts flowing. Because I think when you and I chatted, it's like, oh, I have like 20 ideas. So,
Yes. Oh yeah, lots. That's right, lots of ideas, and that's why yes, you might find that you end up with a series, but you always want to just go with that first idea that you've got. Get something out there, get something moving and published.
oh,
Yes.
well, absolutely. Well,
Mm.
Emma, thank you so, so much for joining us today. And I will put all of the links in the description below. And do follow Emma. It is fantastic to see you on Instagram. I like the naps part too.
Oh,
You
the
know
nap.
how you like naps.
I
Yes.
do. I love naps. I need to talk about naps more. Could do a little book on naps. Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go. There you go. Oh, well, Emma, thank you so, so much for your time. I hope everybody is healthy and safe where you are. And we will chat again real soon.
Great. Thanks, Christine. Loved being on chatting with you. See you.